Hi guys, and welcome once again to Piano and Keyboard Artist, where we discuss the artists related to pianos, keyboards, and synthesizers. And continuing with my Depeche Mode album review series, this is Black Celebration Part 4. So as you remember, in Part 3 last time, what we did was I started breaking down the songs and demonstrating them just on a straightforward piano sound, because as I explained, Depeche Mode is very much a technology-based band. They push the frontiers of synthesized sound and all that. But what I tried to illustrate, and what I'm going to do in this part as well, is illustrate that if you strip away the electronic sound and all the production, the songs are very solid, without the production. And they, had the songs been done acoustically, they're brilliant songs. A lot of the songs on this album are very melodic. Everything is pretty much melodic, but there are songs that are more sort of technology driven, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that a bit later. And in part 3, what we did was we covered Black Celebration, Fly in the Windscreen, A Question of Lust Sometimes, and It Doesn't Matter Too. And that completed side A of the vinyl. So we're now flipping the vinyl over, and we're going to start on side B, and we're going to have a look at the melodies and structure behind A Question of Time. A Question of Time is one of those sort of what I call technology-driven songs. And what I really mean by that is if you take a song like Question of Lust, which is very melodical, for instance, like... It's just na na na, it's got all this melody. A song like A Question of Time doesn't really have that kind of melody. I mean, if you look at the lead melody of Question of Time, it's basically just... Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not as, if you think how melodical this is. It soars, whereas this... So A Question of Lust's melody really soars, but if you take like A Question of Time, it's just... Now, of course, we're not comparing the songs to each other. They serve different purposes. But I think what I mean by a technology-driven song, it's a song a little bit like a song like, let's take People Are People. You couldn't really do it on a piano. You probably could. People are people. It would probably sound quite lame if you did it as a ballad, but you could. But if you look at the melody of People Are People, and we're going to remain on topic, but there is relevance to this. It's got that bum 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 bum. It's that. Now, this was always interested me in Depeche Mode's melodies was, and there are many examples of this, but if you take a melody like People Are People, it's bum 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 bum, or it's People Are People. That bum bum bum, it's in a minor key, but and it's hard to explain, but it almost has this na 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 na. I mean, you look at that, it's bum bum bum. It's almost like na 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 na. It's got that kind of childlike sound, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. This is the genius, was songs like that would have that simplistic melody, but because it's produced in such a bum 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 bum, it's that simplistic childlike melody with this aggressive production and delivery, if that makes any sense. I mean, think of Question of Time. It's that almost sounds like na 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 na, but it drives the song perfectly, and that is why it need not be more than. Once again, Question of Time is not really something that would work really well acoustically. It is very much a technology-driven song. But if we look at the bass line to it, it's basically just... It's just dum 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 dum, just like a running bass, and it's the I've got to get to you first, and it's before they do. It's just a question of time. On the G again. Back to the F. Before they lay their hands on you. And then it goes to the C. Make me just like the rest. I've got to get to you first. And there goes to a G sharp. And then to a D sharp. It's just a question of time. Then it's the... I suppose if you played it as a piano ballad, it's just a question of time. You know, it doesn't really work. But a question of time is really... It always reminds me of like a battle cry. It's kind of like going into war. It's got like that melody sound in the beginning. It sounds like a bagpipe sound. It's not a bagpipe sound. It's a synthesized sound. It does really remind me of going to war. It's kind of like... I've got to get to you first. So there's not many sort of melodies running through that song. Once again, there doesn't need to be. Now, that being a very technology-based song, technology-driven song, the melodies are not very... I mean, as you say, if you play them on a piano, it's not going to work as a ballad. It's just a technology-driven song, and there's no other way for me to explain it, but I'm sure you can understand what I mean. And A Question of Time is intense. It's got a feeling of intensity to it. It's that same kind of... It's just a question of time, like time's running out. That... So not many sort of melodic elements to it, but it's still classic mode and it's brilliant. Coming on to Stripped, which is, as you guys know, one of my top 5 favorite Depeche Mode songs. And this song is also very technology driven. However, if you take away the technology, there are a lot of melodies there, and this song could surprisingly work as a piano ballad. You'd be amazed. But now let's look at the separate melodic elements that make up the song. And Stripped, like many Depeche Mode songs, is made up of very simplistic layers all put together beautifully. So the first one, let's look at the bass line. It has like a droning... And then we have the iconic lead sound, which is kind of like a string, kind of epic pad sound, and it's simply just... Now, once again, I'm just playing it, flat on the piano without any sustain pedal or anything. But if you put the two together, the bass line and the melody, it's... Then, of course, if we put some sustain pedal into it and kind of piano-fy it, if there is such a word, it'd be something like... That melody is stunning. It always makes my neck hairs just stand up. And it has this... I'm going to talk about this in a later video where I'm going to discuss... People have asked me, what is it about Martin Gore songs that makes them Martin Gore songs? And my answer to you is they are just Martin Gore songs. But there are certain techniques that he uses that I would like to discuss in a separate video, because it is just very fascinating the way... Because, Martin's not musically trained. He just has a very intuitive and almost godlike... Martin talks about songwriting being a strange process where you kind of just... Something takes over you and it's like a spirit takes over him. And yeah, he has done some... great... godlike songs. Speechless, once again. Fanboy. So on that lead melody of Stripped, it has that... And what I'm going to talk about in that video that I'm going to do is how Martin Gore always does this thing, which I like to call the left field chord, which is kind of like a chord that just... Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Martin has always managed to do things in a very non-cliche kind of way. And there are many examples to that. But in Stripped, for instance, listen to the there's kind of like a resonance there, and then it goes, and then there's tension there, and then resolves again, and then tension, and then it just hangs like that. Once again, this is difficult to explain. It's trying to verbalize a feeling with our, with words, and it can be very difficult sometimes. But I'm pleased to see that a lot of you say, Vaughn, we understand what you're trying to say. You feel my pain. A pain that I'm used to. So Stripped really is just that simplistic. And that's really the core, the chorus part. So the melody part is the. And that's the let me see you stripped down to the bone. And then the second part, as there are only really two fundamental parts to this, are on the verses, which really just go from the D to the A, and that's the come with me into the tree, we'll lay on the grass, let the hours pass, take my hand, come back to the land, let's get away, just for one day. Then to that part, let me see you stripped down to the bone. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. It's just that, it's so simple. And then if we look at the main melodic part of the verse, and this the metropolis has nothing on this. You're breathing in fumes. I taste when we kiss. Take my hand, come back to the land where everything's ours for a few hours. Let me see you stripped. This does actually work really well as a piano ballad, actually. So you've got the. And then under that, you've got that come with me into the trees, lay on the grass. And then you also have another part, which is the and it's kind of like, it sounds like a guitar sound. It's not a guitar sound. This is back in the day where Depeche Mode were no guitars. So, but it has got that kind of guitar-like sound to me, and it's got that bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. And although that's not a very melodic part, it does sort of help drive the song forward, because if you listen to it, it's like bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. It helps give it that industrial feel. I mean, if you do it on the piano. Stripped is really a technologically driven song, but take all the technology and production away. At its basis, it is a beautiful melodic masterpiece, and the gist of it really is. Come with me into the trees, we'll lay on the grass, let the hours pass, take my hand, come back to the land, let's get away, just for one day, let me see you stripped down to the bone. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. And then it's got the metropolis has nothing on this. You're breathing in fumes. That takes when we kiss. stunning. And then but yeah, Stripped is one of my all-time favorite Depeche Mode songs, and I'm sure it's yours too. Here Is the House comes really nicely after Stripped. Stripped fades away. It's got that. It reminds me of a locomotive driving off, riding off into the sunset, and then as Stripped goes, and it kind of fades away. Here Is the House. You got that, like the sound of an alarm clock, and then it's. This song, Here Is the House, is one of the most underrated gems of the Depeche Mode catalogue. It's so melodic and beautiful. It's the Here is the house where it all happens. Just 4 chords. Those tender moments under this roof. Body and soul come together as we come closer together. As it happens here in this house. And then in comes the sort of first major melodic part, which is the... And then when the first verse comes in, remember, this song starts off with the chorus. It starts with the chorus, which is the Here is the house where it all happens. And you've got the... And then it comes into the first verse. And the chords in the verse are the same chords as in the chorus, but they just played in a different sequence. And it's the... And I feel your warmth and it feels like home. And there's someone calling on the telephone. Let's stay home, it's cold outside. And I have so much to confide to you. With or without words, I'll confide everything. That's a little bit like let my body do the moving, let my hands do the soothing. This song is beautiful. It reminds me of a couple in a... It's a grey, cloudy, gloomy scene in a house, and it's just you and your lover in this house, and I don't need to say anything. I'll let my body do the moving, and it's once again hard to explain. This song has got so much to it, and something that the problem I have as a producer as well, and I'm really pleased we're talking about Depeche Mode now, not me, but I know when you write a song and you produce it and you put it out, there's this dilemma about, you fundamentally have to choose one version. Very often when you write a song, I've found that the first version that comes to you is usually the right version. But Depeche Mode do talk in the studio, like when they do a song, there are fundamentally several versions that come out, and I think with a song like Here Is the House, and of course I've got no qualms with or criticisms with the way they've done it on the album, it's just that the song to me is so melodically rich and so overlooked. I really think this, I don't know if it was difficult, but I just think this song, it must have been really difficult to say, okay, how, what is the definitive version? Sort of deciding what the finished product is going to be. That's what I mean, because with a song like this, with the chords and the feel, there are so many ways and directions it could have gone, and of course the direction they've chosen is brilliant. But I want to point this song out, and I'm really sort of highlighting this song because it's so sort of underrated. Okay, so we've done the chorus, first verse. So really the melodic parts, the main melodic parts are the. And then later on, you've got the second sort of main melodic part, which is the... And of course, that is playing at the same time that this part is playing. And then at the same time, Martin's going, oh, here is the house. house. What a song. And if you just take the chords and you just improvise it and it just comes alive. This song could have been anything. And I just feel that when they wrote the song, they must have gone, oh, Martin, geez, this is a monster. Oh, I think they could have released a whole album with just 10 different versions of this if they wanted to. But now look, if I just improvise that, just using the chords, just to sort of illustrate to you how flowing it is, if we go. I got completely carried away there, as you can see, but I make no apology. This song is an absolute diamond. And Martin, if you're watching, when you do your acoustic set, do that, because that is stunning. We love this song. World Full of Nothing is another absolute gem. Oh, once again, it comes in using Martin's formula of the what I call the left field chord, where it's like a chord just hits you. And I'll just give you a random example. If we take a song, and then there are many examples where Martin uses this, but if I think of it, a song like, what was it? It Doesn't Matter Too. It's... There it is. He uses that sort of left field chord. There's no such term, by the way. It's just the way I used to describe something that just catches you off guard. In Walking in My Shoes, where it goes... It's this. It just... Martin just always hits you with a chord progression that you've often never heard before or you're not expecting. And yeah, we're going to do a separate video on that. But coming back to World Full of Nothing, this is another song that just blows me away. It is really a song about teenage angst that we can all relate to. It's about finding your first lover, sex and lust, but at the same time, she doesn't trust him. There's a lack of trust in everything, and teenagers that don't grow up with us anymore, you're missing out. You have just missed out. And the younger subscribers in my channel, you guys have got good taste. I'm just telling you that now. World Full of Nothing, just one of those songs again where I just describe, I struggle to find the words to express what I'm trying to feel. but it's all just in it's all there. Everything is there in that song. It's the close, naked, skin on skin. Tears are falling, tears of joy. Her first boy, his first girl, makes a change in a world full of nothing. Though it's not love, it means something. I love the way it goes to the F. Though it's not love, it means it kind of resolves. So you get from that close, naked, skin on skin. Tears are falling, tears of joy. These are all very stern chords, very, very dramatic. Her first boy, his first girl, and then makes a change. And here it comes to like a familiar kind of part, like a light-hearted part, to just going from the E to the F. In a world full of nothing, though it's not love, it means something. And then the melodic motive after that kind of just builds on that same chord structure, which is the and of course I'm just improvising here just to sort of illustrate to you how it works as a ballad. She's lonely, and he says it's for her only that he loves. She doesn't trust him. Nothing is true, but he will do in a world full of nothing. Though it's not love, it means something. And then at this point, Martin comes in with another few of those, what I call left field chords, and he just goes, it's easy to slip away and believe it all. It's easy to slip away and believe it all. It's easy to slip away and believe it all. 3 times, then it goes to it's easy to slip away and believe it all. And then he just holds the F at the end, and then it comes back to the though it's not love, it means something. Though it's not love, it means something. And of course he's got his harmonies and everything, which I illustrated in the part 2 of this album review series. I get lost in this song, I really do. There are so many layers to the song, and as I say, every song can have its own in-depth video. But what I love about this song is how it goes from sort of what I call stern to quite resolved or relieved type feeling. So if you look at close, naked, that's quite stern. Skin on skin, tears are falling, tears of joy, that's all very stern. But when it gets to the part, though it's not love, it means something. Though it's not love, it means something. It just plays with your emotions. This is brilliant. I keep saying that the album tracks, the songs on this album that are kind of like the album tracks, and they're not like the hits of the track. They kind of like these are like the jewels. I absolutely love these songs. I've said that already. Dressed in Black is bum 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 bum, really like a real gothic song. And what gives this song its sort of gothic feel is the fact that it just hovers between, like the B and the G minor. It's the bum 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 bum. It's just this. And it's the she's she's dressed in black again, and I'm falling down again, up to the B flat, down to the floor again. I'm begging for more again, and then it just goes back to the but oh, what can you do when she's dressed in black? And then the it's really just two chords. Obviously, it's more chords, but it's that bum 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 bum, and it's the my mind wanders endlessly on paths where she's leading me with games that she likes to play, words that she doesn't say, not when we're alone and she's dressed in black. And even when it gets to the bridge, it's kind of just the same two chords. As a picture of herself, she's the same. She's a picture of the world, a reflection of you, a reflection of me, and it's all there to see. And then there's this variation, yeah? If you only give in to the fire within. And then back to the B again. Oh, dressed in black again. Oh, dressed in black again. And then it's very simple. You look at this and you go, oh, it's so simple, but it sounds so beautiful. Of course, simplicity does not mean I don't mean simplicity as in stupid. It's just, shadows fall onto me. She stands there over me and waits to encompass me. I lay there helplessly, not when we're alone and she's dressed in black. And once again, if you just take those chords and improvise them, there is so much that can be done with that. Absolutely stunning. Dressed in Black, another absolute jewel and a gem of the Depeche Mode catalogue. The album concludes with New Dress, which once again is a very technology-driven song. It's not very melodic. I love the song because it's, the lyrics are just sex, jibe, husband, murders, wife. It's just, newspaper clippings, which is very, very clever. But the bass line is just... And it's just that pretty much all the way through. So the bass line is pretty much that boom, 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 all the way through. And then it has this iconic sort of lead melody, which is... Once again, that melody is quite simplistic. It's once again, it's in the same vein as... Like in A Question of Time. It's kind of like it's there to drive the song. It's not a really soaringly... It's not that type of melody. It's more sort of elementary, sort of... It's that... It's very simplistic, but it's great the way that there's that tension, the way it goes. The way it runs through it. Once again, a very technologically driven song, not as melodic as some of the ones that I kind of got lost in. But I mean, this album is absolutely stunning. Have I not said that before? And that's it, guys. That concludes the song structures. And as deep as I want to go in them, and as I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you, I'm thinking, oh, I could go even deeper. I mean, we could essentially do an hour video on each song, and we might do that later on. But there is just so much to talk about these songs. And as I say, even stripping this album review down into, I don't know, 150 parts. I don't know. It was meant to be 4 parts, but it's going to be more. I really need to separate the production, from the songwriting and just I really want to just break everything down and sort of, you open the hood and just look under the hood and just show you guys all that I know. And not that I'm saying I know it all, but everything that I feel I've discovered through this incredible band, which is Depeche Mode. And sort of just commenting to you guys who watched the previous videos, hello to you all. It's been a really interesting interaction. And I've had some people going, Vaughn, you played the wrong chord somewhere, and I apologize for that. But there are some of you who kind of give me hell for getting the lyrics wrong, and forgive me. In this setup, once again, we're just 2 friends in a room, and I'm just, sort of talking to you and kind of letting myself go here. And, obviously I'll get a lyric wrong, and I try to be as respectful to the songs as I possibly can. But please understand that in the moment, I sometimes lose myself, and I can, the emotion takes over, and the logical brain switches off, and I lose my words or drop a chord sometimes. Guys, so this concludes part 4 of the Depeche Mode Black Celebration album review series. Part 5 is coming out soon. As I say, we are going to be we want to talk about the B-sides in a separate part, and then I also want to talk about the gear in a separate part. I was really hoping to conclude the Depeche Mode album review series by December, but because of my schedule and the fact that I'm making these reviews so much longer and more drawn out, possibly by 2021. But then again, guys, we love this. We're devotees, and where else are you going to find this kind of enthusiasm on any other YouTube channel? I mean, I really live this, and I love it, and I'm so grateful to you guys who are on the journey with me here. It's almost Christmas, guys. I'm going to be doing one more video, which is going to be a Christmas special, and I hope you'll take care of yourselves. If you've just come to this channel, if it's your first time, I would ask you to please subscribe and, hit the thumbs up, please. Introduce yourself. Also, if you look at all the links below, I've left links to all the previous album reviews I've done. And we also have an Instagram page and a Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. Having such a blast, and I'm so blessed to have such a wonderful following. Guys, thank you so much. Bless you. Have a wonderful festive season, and I'm going to see you with one more video before Christmas. God bless you all, and I will see you soon. Much love. See you later.